A driver is accused of opening fire on another driver because following too closely or something and honked his horn. This happened Monday during the morning rush right along Georgia 400.
It's just simply stupidity. There's no other way to describe it.
Working people, welcome back. I appreciate everybody for continuing to rock with me. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate everybody who's done that this past week. It's greatly appreciated. Share this with a friend. Tell me what y'all want to talk about. I'll touch on a lot of things. Some things I won't, but as you get to know me, you'll understand. Road rage is real. It's a real thing. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I have a little bit of it in myself right now. I will never act on it, but I gotta say there's certain things that people do on the road that just piss me off to the highest point of pistivity, right? And one of those things is the freaking horn, especially when it's unwarranted, right? So, for example, the other day I was sitting at a stoplight and the light turned green. And I mean, it had just turned green. All of a sudden, somebody lays on the horn. I'm like, I can't believe this man just did that. Now, the a-hole in me wanted to just sit at the light and just sit there because it's like, I feel like you disrespected me by honking the horn the way you did. But I just moved on. But I got to tell you, I don't know what it is about the horn that triggers you, especially when you feel somebody's being disrespectful with it. There's ways to go about it. A simple beep, beep, just to remind people to keep going. But the light had just turned in that particular scenario. But there's people out there who can get real disrespectful when it comes to the horn. So in this story I'm going to show you today, we got the exact opposite of what I'm talking about. This person decided to go ahead and act on his road rage. So what he decided to do was pull out a weapon and take matters into his own hands. But don't take my word for it. Here's the news report. Let's look at it.
Yeah, Justin, the suspect fired at least 5 rounds at the other driver's truck right here along Georgia 400. A roadway dispute that escalated into gunfire and injury.
He was very lucky that the bullet basically deflected and went into his arm.
Forsyth Sheriff Ron Freeman says someone could have easily been killed in the explosive case of road rage. It happened during morning rush hour on Georgia 400. He says the suspect, Joshua Kasperek, apparently became upset after another driver pulled up close behind him and honked for him to get out of the fast lane. The suspect didn't like that one bit.
So if you got any kind of driving etiquette, you understand. On the highway, the lanes are, you got to be in the correct lane, right? This is just highway etiquette. The far right lane, it's your slow lane. Middle lane, cruiser lane. That far left lane, that's for people who got ticket money. They on the move, right? Also known as the passing lane. So you pull over, you pass, you get back into your lane, and you keep on going. That's basic highway etiquette. At least the way I know it. If y'all know something different, leave it in the comments, let me know. So this particular driver, somebody pulled up behind him, said, you going too slow in the fast lane. Hit the horn a couple of times, or he might have laid on it, I don't know, but it set the driver in the other car off. And he said, you know what, we're not having this today. And he decided he was going to show the other car what it was all about.
He's a gentleman, suspect, produced a handgun and thought, again, even in his words, I didn't think he was serious. I didn't think it was escalating beyond that.
But the encounter soon turned violent.
And next thing he finds is multiple gunshots hitting his vehicle, including one hitting him in the arm.
Despite the gunshot wound, the victim followed the alleged shooter and got a good look at the car and the license plate. A short time later, deputies arrested the 31-year-old driver.
Interviewed him, found the gun, led to admissions during a statement by the suspect.
The sheriff says drivers need to think before they act out in anger, especially if they have a firearm. If not, they could end up doing something they regret.
It's just simply stupidity. There's no other way to describe it.
The suspect is charged with aggravated assault. The sheriff tells me the suspect was under a restraining order and should have not been in possession of a handgun, so he'll be charged with that as well. Live in Forsyth County, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
So there you have it. We got this guy charged with aggravated assault now because he decided to take matters into his own hands. Now, I understand, somebody laying on the horn, it does touch a special part of your soul, especially if it's done that you perceive to be disrespectful. But at no point is it ever right to just pull a gun out and go shooting up in somebody else's car. I laugh about this because the guy in the other car was hit in the shoulder. He wasn't seriously injured. He's gonna survive. But ultimately, we all know how that could have ended up, especially being on the highway. Shots go off, you lose control of the car. It's easy to go through a barricade and then you end up in the woods hitting a tree. You know the story. So listen, control yourself, man. Don't let the rage take control of you. Be safe out there on the road. And if you don't know the basic highway etiquette and the things that I was just telling you, look it up. It's a real thing. That right lane, that slow traffic, middle lane, cruising, left lane, passing, and people who got ticket money. You follow those rules, I promise you, you'll be all right. Until next time, Neighbor Lounge, I'm out.